You're struggling with depression, just keep in mind that the only way out of your depression is you're going to have to do all the things that your brain and body don't want you to do. And I know that on paper probably doesn't sound very helpful and very useful, but the reality is if you're that depressed, you can't feel joy, right? And you also can't think positively. So any attempt to think positively is not going to work. You can't think your way into a good mood, and you also can't think your way into enjoying something or motivating yourself. So what you actually have to do, and the fancy name for this is behavioral activation. All that really means is you just got to start moving. Even though your body doesn't want to move and you feel like a rock in your bed and you don't want to get up and do anything, and all the things you used to do for fun, you feel no joy in doing them, you just have to do them. And there's really no simple solution there, because your brain has to see that it's worth doing something. And the more you sink in and in, the more you're going to tell yourself there's no point in doing anything, there's no point and there's no sense in anything. But once you actually start doing stuff, you'll start to get a bit of a lift, and then you can roll with that motivation. But it's much easier said than done. What I would recommend is take the things that you like to do and chop them up into smaller pieces. Like if you typically like to go to the gym, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to go to the gym. Maybe you can't do a full workout. Maybe you can do a shorter workout. Maybe you can just go for a walk. But you have to get up and move your body. Especially when again, a deep depression it's more physical than it is mental. Okay, deep depressions, they start physically. That's like when you take medication, the medication helps lift your mood. It doesn't necessarily like change your thoughts. It might feel like it changes your thoughts later, but that's only because your mood is shifted and now you can actually believe those thoughts. If you don't feel good about yourself, you can't believe positive thoughts. That's why trying to introduce positive thinking into your mindset when you're depressed doesn't work. So start with the body first, start with the mood first, try to lift your mood and your what you're doing in your day-to-day, and then you might just start to see some progress. And so this is my problem, with the whole pop psychology movement of like validate your feelings. Like honestly, if you're depressed, fuck your feelings. Fuck what your depression is telling you. It doesn't matter, because the depression is wrong. And so it's not fake until you make it, because the depression is the faker. The depression is ruining you. The depression is the little trickster who's trying to mess with your head. So the depression is the faker. So you got to forget about the depression. And you got to forget about what the depression is telling you about yourself and about what you should be doing every day and whatever the case is, because it is just a leech on your brain and it's manipulating you. And you just have to block out all the noise and just go about your business and live your life and do your stuff. And eventually the mood will start to lift. And obviously if that still doesn't work, then yes, you have to go to a psychiatrist and maybe you got to get medication. But don't try to think your way out of depression. It will never work, because all those positive thoughts you're going to try to put into your head, they're just going to get molded and manipulated into negative ones.